Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, today I am going to do some masterboards. I'm going to have a bit of a chat with you, and I'm going to try and remember to start my timer. I'll do that while I chat. This is the first day of recording post Mum's birthday party, hoogie what's it thingy thing. So I came back yesterday. I've had another day off today. Back to work tomorrow. Thought better do a video for tomorrow because it's Wednesday tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich two videos together. So we did a bit of a video while we were away. So me and Brian were sat finishing off some things for my mum's journal, and so we were sat making clusters and envelopes and things. So I will sandwich that onto the end of here. So there is another part to this video, but I should be able to join it together. And today I'm going to make a masterboard and tell you what happened over the weekend. So, and we'll just have a chat. So some of the things are still in bags because I took them away with me. So I will use them as I need. But I want to kind of just use, these are some papers that I quite like that side, and I quite like that side, but I don't like the other side so much, so I thought I'd just turn them into some masterboards. That way, I think I might use this one first. That way then I can make some tags for Christmas out of them. I know it's that C word that somebody will probably hang, draw and quarter me for using, but never mind, I'm using it anyway. Christmas, indeed. Well, now that in the UK we celebrate bonfire night. Now that's over, which is November the 5th, and my mum's birthday is over. It's now all about the Christmas, and so we'll talk about such things as we go over the course of the next few videos. I shall be doing some things for Christmas. I'm not a big Christmas journal maker. Love Christmas, don't get me wrong, love Christmas, just not a big journal maker for Christmas. So but we'll see what happens over the course of the next few days. I'm going to be doing something with these masterboards. I'm going to be making something out of my own digitals with them, so tune in for that soon. So I've brought out 7 new kits so far. There is an 8th one due to come out, but it's just not ready yet because I couldn't get it done before I went away. But we'll talk about that, and I'll put a link to my Etsy, and you can go and have a look, and see whether you're interested or not. So I'm gonna these are a bit white, so I'm going to just inkify them off. So yes, the weekend. Not as many people went as originally were planned. That's just simply because people couldn't get time off, etc. But there were sufficient of us to make it a fantastic weekend. It was absolutely lovely place that we stayed in, which was they call it a lodge. It's it's a static caravan, so it's one of those ones that doesn't actually go anywhere because they're too wide for UK roads. But I did do a video. I'll try and put that in. It's just that it's in the different orientation. I think I filmed it in. Oh, I know I might have filmed it in widescreen. It might be in portrait, but anyway, if it's there, it's there, and I'll put it in. And if not, it's not. So yeah. So I've had a lovely weekend. My mum had the best time. So because it was my sister's 60th birthday on Saturday, so Saturday the 4th of November, and it was my mum's 90th birthday yesterday for me, which was Monday the 6th of November. But we obviously had the weekend together, and we did it that way round. So rather than we didn't stay an extra day for my mum's birthday, we just celebrated on Sunday. And we had a fantastic time. So Friday we travelled down Got to Tattershall Lake Country Park, which is where we were staying at. Nice place, horrible customer service. The staff really weren't very helpful, and kind of triggered a bit of a meltdown for me. But once we'd got through that, so Brian kind of took charge and dealt with it all, got us into the caravan, etc. And we got all settled in, and then my mum came, because my mum wasn't travelling with us, obviously, because she was travelling up from Coventry. We were travelling down from Yorkshire, and because Vic drove, so there was me, Brian, Vic, and Worcester all went from here. And then I've got a niece who and her husband and her family who live in Alfreton in Derbyshire, and then the rest of them are mainly in Coventry, a couple in Leamington, but around that sort of area. So yeah, so we all travelled. It was kind of equidistant for us all to get to, so that was nice. And we had got all settled in, etc. when my mum came. Beautiful place. We were really impressed. We'd paid extra for what was called an indulgent lodge, so it was just a bit more premium, but it was absolutely beautiful, really nicely, tastefully done. Actually looked very similar to how my mum's apartment looks. So nice, very retro kind of Danish style furnishings and that sort of thing. Though 50s looking. So yeah, it was lovely. So there was a big kitchen. It was a big room of a kitchen diner family room. So it had living room, dining room, and kitchen in one part, and then there were two lots of twin rooms. So there was 2 rooms with single beds in, so 2 single beds in each room, so there were 4 single beds. And then there was a double bed that my mum was in, because that was en suite, which was fine, which was much better for her because it had a walk-in shower. So she was, she's not as able as she used to be, but she's still very able. For a 90-year-old, she's doing remarkably well. So we made sure that we didn't put any of our, although we got there first, we didn't put any of our stuff away. We wanted to make sure that that was the room that she wanted, which it was. So then once she'd got there, we got everybody settled in, etc. So it's near an RAF base. RAF, by the way, is Royal Air Force, in case anybody of you don't know. Especially if you're not from the UK, you might not know what RAF stands for. It stands for Royal Air Force. It's near an RAF base. So it does say that there's a chance of test flights and things going by, and luckily there wasn't while we were there. There was when we were packing up to leave. It was so noisy. I'm glad that wasn't happening while we were there. That would have been very difficult to deal with, because it was like absolutely deafening, all of these jet fighter planes flying over. And it's also like a bird sanctuary, so at night it was absolutely like just deafening noise of birds roosting for the night. If you can hear a dog, by the way, it's next door, is looking after her auntie's dog, because her auntie's not very well. So that's what you can, if you can hear it, that's what you can hear. It's not Worcester. Worcester's bark is much deeper than that. However, he's not a big barker, so he enjoyed himself as well while he was away, because obviously he came with us, and although it was a dog friendly place, there weren't many dogs there, and so he wasn't troubled by, he doesn't like other dogs so he wasn't troubled by other dogs and things, which was nice. So he had a nice holiday, and I was so happy with him because he was so good. All of these new people they'd never met, we just let them like fuss him, and because there were kids there and everything, and he was just very content to be pampered. But he obviously doesn't like other dogs, so the other people that brought the other family members that brought their dogs left theirs in their caravan because they came round to us because we were the ones with my mum, and that was the reason they were there. So the first night when everybody had arrived, we had a games night, and that was absolutely hilarious. I mean, like we got quite tipsy, sloshed, I would say. More sloshed than tipsy. My mum was very tipsy indeed, and I was tipsy as well. So we all had a drink that night, because, well, I don't normally drink, so it's an unusual thing. And Vic doesn't normally drink either, and Brian doesn't normally drink. But we all had a drink, and we played bearing in mind this was with my 90-year-old mother. We played Cards Against Humanity, which, if anybody's ever played it, it's a little bit close to the knuckle with, like, some of the things that are, some of the words in there, and the whole point is you read out a question with a blank in it, and the whole idea is to put the funniest thing in there, and so some of it's quite rude, some of it can be quite offensive. You kind of have to leave your morals at the door, etc. And my mum was such a good sport, because bearing in mind there's like the younger ones there, and they were in absolute hysterics listening to my mum say words like, she literally told me some of the words that she said that night were words she'd never said aloud before. But she was such a good sport about it, and it was just so lovely, and we were all in absolute hysterics. I was sat next to my mum, and she doesn't always hear everything because she got a hearing aid, but she doesn't always catch everything that's being said. But they were getting me to relay some of the things, and they were always getting me to relay the things that were like the closest to the knuckle kind of questions, the ones like, it's strange how they'd suddenly go really quiet when they were reading things out, so that they knew that I'd have to relay it, and like it's so I was just as embarrassed as my mum reading some of these things out, but it was just absolutely hilarious, and we all had a really good time, and we laughed so much, and my mum absolutely and thoroughly enjoyed herself, and there weren't any youngsters there. The youngsters had been put to bed, and somebody was staying with them, but the older ones that were there, when I'm talking about older, I mean, like, they've got partners of their own at that point, but they're still young to me. They're in their early 20s, etc. So they were absolutely in absolute hysterics. So it was really good, I have to say. And we all threw ourselves into it. Vic got involved, and and it was just lovely, just absolutely perfect family time together. Made me feel really nostalgic for the past. When like we used to be a family, and I used to live down in Coventry, so I was quite nostalgic. On this one, by the way, I'm just going to use text. I think I might put some of these flowers in between, but I want to kind of just get text first. So text and music, for those people saying, hang on a minute, that's not text, but you know what I mean. I don't want pictures, is what I'm trying to say. So yes, so that was this Friday. We were there for hours. I mean, we were up till the early hours, and then Saturday was my sister's birthday, so we all went out for a meal on Saturday evening, and it was a pub that was not on the grounds, not on the site itself, but just off the site. So it was literally, you drove out of the site, turned left, and it was like 100 yards away. So It was walking distance, but obviously my mum doesn't walk, so we drove around there, dropped her off, and then took the car back, and we then had a nice evening, and we didn't drink as much, although I did drink again. Like I like my liver will need several weeks to recover after this, so don't want that next to there, so let's find something else. I might put some of this, so this isn't actual real stuff, it's just a photocopy, but it's fine. I'll use this, but I want it with a straight edge. Well, I don't mind it being ripped edge, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be more straight than that. And so we were going to spend some more time together again round at the caravan, but like we'd drunk quite a bit. It was the second day, and none of us had slept particularly well the first night. Just when you're in a strange place, for me anyway, when I'm in a strange place, it takes me a while to kind of get to sleep the first night, get my bearings and all of that. My mum had slept, but not thoroughly. We hadn't slept because it was absolutely boiling hot. We'd got there and they'd left the central heating on, and it was on constant. We didn't know that, it was on all night. And when I woke up in the morning, honestly, I was pouring with sweat. Like, I thought I was coming down with something. And it turns out the heating had just been on all night. So, but my mum absolutely loved it because, she's 90 and she... There are times when my mum says, "Oh, isn't it a bit cold?" And we're all sat there in shorts and t-shirt. No, Mum, it's not. But, when you get to 90, you can demand the heat on, can't you? So nobody's going to say no. And it was just absolutely fantastic, obviously, to see my family. And, there are members of my family I haven't seen for a long time. I get on with, like I say, before I went away, I got on with about 99% of my family. And we just had the most amazing time, and like I say, I felt very nostalgic for the times when I used to live in Coventry and we saw each other at Christmas and that sort of thing. But not so much because they tend to, we all used to go to my eldest sister Diane's, and as I've said, myself and my eldest sister do not get on particularly well. So I've kind of distanced myself from those Christmases where I felt a little bit more vulnerable. So anyway, that's water under the bridge. So I'm not gonna labour the whole point about my sister. As you all know, that was the situation, and I braved it, and we got through it, and nobody died. But she did say some things that made Brian realise just how bad she is. So, but she only came on the Sunday, so she didn't really dampen anybody's mood. So that was good. And then Sunday, we all went to dinner for my mum this time, and that was at a pub that was about 4 miles away from the campsite. It wasn't long, 10-minute drive, something like that, in a nice little village, and it's not even a village actually because it didn't really have much. It was more of a hamlet than a village. And where should I put that? I might put that there, but I'll do that in a minute. Might use something else, maybe some of this. Yeah, I might use some of this. So we all had to drive there from the site that we were on, the park site, and it was beautiful meal and all very well orchestrated, although it had been planned down to a T. My niece is the queen of spreadsheets, so she she dealt with it all, made sure that everybody knew what they were having, and You know, there were nobody was sat there going, oh, I can't remember what I ordered. That everybody knew. It was all sent out again, and we knew what was having and what we were having, and everybody knew where that was. When they were bringing things out from the kitchen, that's where it needed to go, and who was having what, and it was very well orchestrated, and not a single hiccup or anybody sat there waiting for food that they didn't get. So it was really good, really chuffed, and grateful to Sarah for organising that. So she is the queen of organisation in my books, and she, you know, she relishes in that. That's the kind of things that she likes to be told. So that's all good. And she, you know, she's another one of the ones that I get on really well with. So, and lovely to see. So, and she's the one that lives in Alfreton. So. She's not a million miles away from us, and her partner. Oh dear! Look at that. The ends come off my pen. Her partner, Aaron, was retelling how he'd gone to go and get Chinese takeaway, and I'm going to go around the edge of this one because it doesn't seem to be sticking down. And he fell over in a ditch because it's pitch black where they live, so like because it's out in the country. He fell in a ditch, face planted into stinging nettles. Got all stinging nettles up his arm and on it ripped his trousers, and they were quite new. And cut his leg, and he thinks he's twisted his knee, so he was hop along Cassidy. But yeah, so like they were saying, you know, come and see us, and like I say, they're not a million miles away. So I think that's something that Vic could manage, because he was a bit. He said, I said, how did you feel? Because, like, you know, everybody loved Brian because Brian's very outgoing and very, you know, confident, etc. But Vic's not particularly, you know, outgoing, and he suffers with anxiety. So it is a bit of a challenge, and you know, anybody that suffers with anxiety should know and empathise with. Once it hits, it's very hard to just get past it. You can't just move on from it. So, and he was dealing with a lot of anxiety on Sunday. He did say it was like being in a room full of me, a lot of me. So. And to be fair, I wouldn't want to be in a room full of a lot of me. So he did really well. So bless him. I felt sorry for him though. So, but you know, he grinned and bore it. So we got through it. And you know, people have said, you know, how nice he is, but he's quite shy, and it was hard for him to kind of, you know, get to know, which I completely understand. Whereas Brian's very full on and not at all shy. And they said, you know, they thought he was a lovely chap too. So they said that I had some nice friends. So, and they didn't. I don't think So Megan, is one of my great nieces. She is the daughter of Robert, or Rob. And she don't think she really got that Brian knows my mum, not just from that one instance. So he knows her from before anyway. So like he didn't know her pre me, but he's known her for a while. So like I think she was like wondering, hang on a minute. So like she's in her 20s. So she's a grown person, but she just couldn't work out. Hang on a minute. Came with Dave. Is Dave's friend, but now he's hanging out with Grandma. What's going on here? And like, you know, so yeah, she was just being protective, I guess. So, but yes, it was just a lovely, lovely weekend. And then we came back yesterday. We drove back. We had to come back because Brian was at work. So Brian back to work now. He went back yesterday, although he's off now. He's off for a few days now. He only went to do that one shift. And Vic's back tomorrow, and so am I. So, you know, we all had to come back for work anyway at some point. But so we had to leave pretty bang on time on Monday, because, well, we had to get back for Brian getting to work. We'd arranged for everybody to meet up at the breakfast place on the site at 9 o'clock, and we ate and went, and we went with my mum. We were going to pass over the precious goods. She was staying with us, but going back with them, obviously, because she's going back to Coventry. So we were going to rendezvous and have breakfast together as a final meal and say goodbye, etc. But we were the only ones there. Everybody else had overslept. So we had to leave my mum in the breakfast place with all of her belongings and her presents and things, and her cakes and her 90 balloons, not 90 balloons, but balloons that spell out number 9 at 90. So she didn't have 90 balloons. Blimey, she'd have drifted away if you tied 90 balloons to her. Whereas on the other hand, even with the Hindenburg attached to me, I wouldn't drift away. So, she's light is my mother. So, bully for her. So yeah, it was just it's just sad that we'd arranged to meet, and people, you know what people are like. They say things and then it doesn't happen. So. But it was a little bit frustrating, but we kind of got through it, and it was causing Vic anxiety about getting back for Brian, and so but anyway, we left, and I called my mum about an hour later and said, they have come to collect you, haven't they? And they had. So and she says, well, we're in the car now and we're on the way back. We've stopped at McDonald's for breakfast, so not quite the same, but my mum had some breakfast at the breakfast place with us. I had poached eggs on toast, and my mum had toast and jam. She wanted toast and marmalade, but they didn't have any marmalade. And Brian had eggs Benedict. I had a drink. Vic didn't want anything because he was only recently up and he's not a morning person. He still looked half asleep, to be fair. But yeah, we got back and we ate when we got back. So yeah, that's it. So it was just lovely, just a really lovely special time that we had together. Like I say, there will be another video that I'm going to kind of tag on to the end of this. Don't worry, it's not a long video. I think we recorded like 15 minutes tops, I think, of footage, just us talking and making stuff, just because I thought it might be a nice different thing to add into the mix. And obviously now I'm going to be having to catch up on videos this week, because I would normally film on a Sunday, and of course I wasn't here on Sunday, so I hope to have something up by Friday, but please bear with me, not please apologise for me. Don't apologise for me. Please bear with me if it's a bit late going up. It's literally because I haven't been here to record it. So I was otherwise engaged, and seeing my mum, and it's just lovely to spend time with my mum. I miss my mum ever so much. So I think I'm going to pop that there. Yep. I might put that. Shouldn't put that there. No, put it there, Dave, and then it's not close to that other piece of music. Not that it makes a huge difference if it's there, but and then, like I say, this masterboard is going to be turned into the base of some Christmas tags, because we're coming up to that time of year. I'm really sorry if I've offended anybody by saying the C word, but it is happening. It's not long. I think I was in supermarket today and it said it was 49 sleeps to Christmas, and I was like, oh blimey, don't threaten me with that kind of talk. It's fighting talk, that. So let's have something here. Maybe this. Oh, no, maybe not that bit. I only need this bit anyway, so it's all right. And then now it's all back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the I can't remember, the here and now. That's the one. Sorry, quoting lyrics from songs again. We're back to that, I'm afraid. I was doing it while I was away, to be fair. So, on that was the other thing. On Sunday night, they did come round for one last hurrah, and we did a pub quiz game. And I'd love to say that my team won, but we didn't. So, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Really had a nice time. Just nice time spending time with your family. You know what? I love family. I know that we all have our moans and stresses about family, and sometimes they can be a bit much for us all. But at the end of the day, they are family, and for the good or the bad of it. Oh look, Diane, we won't put that in there. Although it's not spelt the same. We love them in our own special way when there's like 110 miles away. 110 miles of distance between us, maybe. Shh, Dave. No, I do miss them, and it's been lovely to see them. So I won't say anything negative about it, because I've just loved it. So, and the difficult situation wasn't as difficult as I thought. I'm going to put the darker text in there. It's only a little bit that I want to cover up, so I'm just going to use that bit there, I think. And then that should cover that up. And then we've got a masterboard that has been created, which means then we can use it for other things. Now that means it means that I will be doing something with it. Hopefully I'll be doing that for the Friday's video. So I'll pop that in there. Guess I could have gone coloured over it a bit, but I didn't. Might just give it a colour now. Oh, Dave completely moved it. Never mind. Just do it again. And stick it down this time. There we go. Oh, hello. It's alive. Alive-o. And there we go. That's a nice little masterboard there. Quite like that one. And then we can do something with that. I mean, I don't know whether maybe I should do something now. Maybe just put a little bit of oik of colour on it. A splashette of colour, maybe. I could get... Is there anything under my desk that I could oik on it? Oik. Oh, aqua tints. Let's get a little bit of aqua tints. I've got no gloves to hand, Dave. This could go wrong. Don't forget, I'm going to sandwich a bit on the end of here as well. Could have done with some gloves, but I don't know where any of them are. No, I don't. Oh well. So we'll put a little bit of green, pesto green, because of course it's going to be traditional. Red and green. Maybe a flick of the... Oh dear. Look, it's already all over my fingers. And I've only just started. I was thinking now's the time to do it, because at least the glue's got to dry and I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. And if I come to it on Friday and then start making it wet again, it's just going to be, you see, I've got to think. Dirty fingers, Dave. Dirty Dave, as he's been called before. Dirty Dave. Not going there though. The less we say about that, the better. So yeah, gonna just make this a bit. Might put a few of the colours in there. Might put a bit of yellow in it because it's a bit star-like. Bit of a sparkle. Might put another green on it actually as well. Don't want to go too heavy with it though. This is a much more traditional green. Cool. Don't want to go too heavy, Dave. Don't go mad. Just another colour. Is this more yellow than that? Yeah, that's definitely more yellow than that. That's brown. No. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Oh yeah, that's yellow. It's kind of custard yellow, but it's yellowy. And we'll just oik a bit on there. I think I've got it all over my jeans because I'm naughty like that. Let's just flick it. It's kind of splashed up everything now. Never mind. And that's it. We're going to leave that there. I'm going to call that finished. And then we can leave it to dry and do something with it for Friday, which I won't be filming on Friday. I should be filming it before Friday. But we can then, I might just dab some of this so it doesn't sit and merge too much. And then once it's dry, we can do something with it, which I'll probably do tomorrow evening. Well, it depends on what time I finish work, but hopefully tomorrow. If not, we'll do it Thursday. I'll be ready for Friday then. So yeah, so I'm going to cut it up and then make some tags and that sort of thing, like I say, for Christmas tags, etc. I might just scoop up some of the splashings. Might as well. There we go. Right, so that's it. Right, don't forget, the next bit of the video will be the bit that was recorded while I was away. I will try and put some stills in, some photos of my mum, so there might be, it might be bookends. So this video, a few pictures, and then the video of me and Brian crafting. We'll see what happens. So, got to go and do some editing now. All right then, folks, that's me for tonight. Thanks very much. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you very soon. Lots of love, lots of hugs, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. 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 Hello, people. Oh, sorry, Brian. We are currently at Tattershall Lake Country Park in Lincolnshire. I'm here with Brian. Vic's over there cooking. Say hello, Vic.
Hello.
And we are finishing off some crafty things for my mum. So we're doing the envelope, the envelope journal that I said about previously. And so I'm just inking and creating clusters whilst Brian writes all the questions in. So I just thought we'd just put the video on for a bit while we're here doing this. Myself and Vic are a little worse for wear because we had quite a bit to drink last night. I didn't. And Brian didn't, so Brian's all smug and feeling fresh and perky. And I'm feeling a bit and we had an absolutely amazing night last night. There were about 21 of us, and we were all here, this is the what's it called, the lodge that we're in, which is, we're sharing it, so it's me, Brian, Vic and my mum are all sharing it with the dog, and he's on the floor over there. My mum's just gone out to they've taken her out to the cinema today. There's an old-fashioned cinema nearby.
The dog's very upset about it.
Yeah, the dog was, bearing in mind he hasn't seen my mum for a long time, he was very upset that she's gone out. And we are finishing off what we were doing the envelope journal for her. But last night we had about 21 of us around, and we were playing Cards Against Humanity with my 89-year-old mother, almost 90, like she's 2 days off being 90, and we were playing Cards Against Humanity with her. She's never played it before, and she said some of those words that I read out last night were words I'd never said out loud before. So,
and everybody was in fits.
Everybody was in fits of laughter. I was sat next to my mum who couldn't hear everything that was being read out, and so they kept saying to me to relay it to her. So I was having to speak to my mum with some of the things I've never said out loud to my mother before. So it was absolutely fantastic. We had a really amazing time, and like people were in fits of laughter, and it was just amazing. It was just nice to be together, and you know, Vic and Brian are definitely part of the family, and you know, it just feels just really nice, and it's the family that I like. So the good part of the family, yes, the down to earth, you know, not elitist family. So but yes, just had a really great time. So and now we're doing this, so we just thought, you know, we'd keep you updated. I'll obviously try and edit this together and put in some of the pictures that we'll take over the course of the next few days. So when we upload this will be when I get back, because the signal here is terrible and the Wi-Fi is even slower than the signal. So that's not happening. There'll be no uploading going on here. So the jingling in the background is Vic, not Santa.
Vic's making brunch.
Yeah, Vic's making brunch for us. So, well, he's drinking coffee and making brunch. So I'm having a cup of tea. Brian's got a cup of coffee.
What did you make them? Oh, thank you.
I didn't just drink my tea over. Let you look at me. So yeah, so we're doing the do. We're doing the stuff. Having the time of our life. Wait, how are these going in, Brian? Are we putting this in this way round so it's down as a pocket, or are we having it so that it's a flippy outy thing?
Yeah. I've got them in every which way. So.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone out for cigarettes.
The other one's abandoned.
Oh.
What's the matter? I'm being abandoned again.
Oh. And it's absolutely pouring it down with rain outside because it's the UK in autumn.
That doesn't stop us having fun, does it?
So
No.
if I use that like that, you can have that as a closure. Let's stick it on like that, it keeps the envelope closed.
You know what I do? You decide. I make the clusters, you decide what you want to do.
No, I'm glad Brian made the clusters because I don't like clusters. Okay. Well, it's not I don't like clusters, I just can't do them. So I can't make clusters. I won't tell you what kind of a mess it is. And that's also a cluster. So I came on holiday, brought my glue.
Right, that craft
I
on.
brought our crafty bits. So
Well, it has to be finished.
yeah, we knew it needed to be done. and
Just
we knew
been
we
waiting
could-
to get out of the house.
Yes. Yeah. Go. Go. Last night she was supposed to go out and she didn't go out. It was like, oh, okay. Well, we won't be doing it tonight then. Do you have any small clusters?
There's bits if you want to make.
Oh, right. Oh, dear. I want to make clusters. So anyway, what have you guys been up to? Can I cut this down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all loose bits, so you can just do whatever you like with them. That's why I brought extra just in case.
I didn't know whether you didn't want me to cut it down.
No, no. Like at the there's some that are already cut out, and at the bottom there are like half sheets of paper that have got loads of stuff on.
I just want a small gathering, something. It's coming down heavily now, isn't it, outside? The rain. I can't stand the rain against my caravan.
So,
Bringing back sweet memories. Oh, window. Do you remember? No, shh.
no.
No, no.
We're not doing that.
Not today. Not today, Satan. So, oh, and we're also, now my mum's out, we haven't done it yet, but we'll be turning the heating down because it's like we've created nuclear fission in this building.
No.
It
It was nice yesterday for about 20 minutes. And
Yeah,
like, oh.
we walked in, it was lovely, it was so warm and so lovely, and then once we'd been here a bit, it was like, oh, this is really hot, but we couldn't turn it down because I know that my mum is actually a lizard, and she needs eating terrarium temperatures, so. She's one of the lizard people.
This is free.
It's fair, yeah, basically. we are Flynn's after all, so. Look at me making clusters. You can tell I'm on holiday. It's like, wow, what am I doing? Who am I? I'm gonna have to turn the heater off.
No, I'm dying. I'm going to have to top up in a minute. Look at that dirty shut on.
Sorry, Mum, we're going to have it back on when you come back in. And we can't figure out how to do the heating controls, so we're having to turn the radiators off. Turn the radiator off. Even the dog's flaked out. He slept all day yesterday, and we think that's the reason why, because it was so hot. Oh. So I've come up with, before we left.
Could that be what do you wish you'd known about your own parents instead of why do you wish you
Yeah, yeah, should be one. I sat before I came, before we left. No, on whatever night was it? Thursday night. I sat and came up with 90 questions I wanted to know from my mum. So the things that that most people say, "Oh, I wished I'd known that," and wished I'd asked my mum that, and so they're the kind of things that I've got from my mum. So I've got questions wise from my mum. So, and also stuff that I already know, but it would be nice to
have written down?
Yeah, to have written down rather than, because like at some point I don't know what's going to happen to me, so I don't know. My memory might fail and I don't remember things, and it'd just be nice to have that information. So, and we all wished we'd got a bit more, don't we? Than we already knew. You can guard for the future, but it's always nice to have a little bit more. So that's what we're doing. Brian's on video, which is an unusual thing.
I'm up to 53.
Oh, he's done 53 of the questions, so he's writing the questions because his handwriting. Excuse me. His handwriting is much better than mine. I hate my handwriting, as we all know. So,
But we're not going to put that many more envelopes in there.
no. Well, I'm going to do a few. I just want some of the ones that I've made.
No.
So, otherwise it's all the stuff that you've
Shall I
made.
write some questions just on the page and put a cluster in that question?
Yeah?
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 I think.
Yeah? We're going to have to find something to band it with anyway, aren't we? So, what's the date?
Questions going.
Can I do these? A couple of these. How many more can I?
Keep going.
Oh, I've got itchy nose now. That's not the most exciting. I don't know whether you can hear that in the background. That's the rain, if you can.
Got the gunfire.
Yeah. We've also got gunfire in the background because there's an RAF base not far away, a massive RAF base not far away. So
Yeah, but it makes sense. The more I hear it now, it's like it is gunfire.
yeah, it is.
Cannon fire or something.
I heard it this morning. I don't remember it yesterday, but I heard it this morning and thought it was people setting fireworks off during the day, like they do. And then as I was out and about, I was thinking it's too thuddy. It's more of a thud bang than a pop bang.
Well, a chip bang.
Yeah. Thud bang, pop bang. Do, do. Yeah. So none of that. Right. So I couldn't work out what it was, and it was only when I was looking on the map earlier that I realised there was an RAF base nearby. And my mum said, "Oh, didn't you know that?" And no, I didn't. And then that makes sense because we think it's they're like practicing, target practicing or whatever. Hopefully not at the park, but we're on.
Yeah, very close.
So we think it must be some kind of ammunition or military exercise or whatever that's going on. So but that would make sense because
It would make sense.
of our close proximity to it. So we said that there might be clay pigeon shooting, but with giant guns, gun turrets and rockets. Looking. Oh, it's stuck down as well. Good job of looking inside there. Couldn't have known otherwise. We're not the only people that are crafting on a Saturday.
So did you turn the oven on and leave?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. I think are we guarding the bacon? I don't know. I don't know.
There's the bacon in there.
Yeah, there is bacon in there.
There's bacon in there.
Anyway, folks, we're going to love you and leave you because then we can get on with doing stuff. I'll let Brian come back into the shop before I wrap up. But yeah, so we're away. There should be a video going while I'm away anyway, and then we'll see this sometime in the week. So thanks very much for being here. See you soon. Lots of love. Don't forget, love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye bye.